Thank you for staying with us. Now, let's take a look at what happened at the stock market yesterday. The NGX closed on a positive note amid sell-offs and buy interest as the benchmark all-share index appreciated by 47 basis points. The NGX all-share index closed at 51,618.73 points to reflect a growth of 0.47% from the previous trading day and a year-to-date return of 20.84%. Meanwhile, the market capitalization grew by 130.21 billion naira at the close of the market on Thursday, the 23rd of June 2022. The stock exchange market value currently stands at 27.8 trillion naira at the end of the trading day. The market breadth closed negative as First Bank of Nigeria Holdings led 18 gainers and 22 losers, topped by Academy at the end of the day session. The stock market has advanced 8,902.29 basis points since the start of the year. Market sentiment trended towards the bulls despite the market differential being in favor of the decliners as 18 gainers were surpassed by 22 losers. Now, to help us better understand what happened in the market yesterday, we have Ambrose Omodio, Chief Research Officer at Invest Data Consulting Limited. Good morning to you and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me again.
All right, let's look at what happened at the market yesterday. We saw the markets are closing at 51,618.73 basis points to reflect a growth of 0.47% from that's from Wednesday. And of course, we see that there was a lot of, we had more losers than gainers. But let's understand what drove this positive sentiment.
Actually, I would say that this is a continuation of bargain hunters in the market. Markets have suffered losses. Previous like 4 days ago, markets was down for straight 5 days. That great opportunity for investors to see, stocks that are valued selling at a lower price. As I said, in equity investment, what we call expensive stocks and cheap stocks. When you see these cheap stocks coming at a time that you see that, yes, there are factors that will drive the market ahead of you, it's opportunity to gain. The bargain hunters saw that market have suffered losses. Also the high cap stocks also are put down. Then that's opportunity to come into the market. Since they started, taking position, we have seen the market, maintain an uptrend for 3 straight days. But I would say that yesterday was purely a missentiment, because if you look at the buying position of 67% buy position and 33% sell position, it tells you that it's a miss market. Or also, if you look at the market breadth, you can see that we have 22 losers against 18 gainers. It tells you that market is also a miss position, but it tells you that those that are designing the market are looking at which stocks to take position ahead of what we call interim dividend season that is ahead of the market in the month of July and August. For that, they're taking advantage of the pullback to position. And also, if you look at the stock that really supported the market yesterday, it's your MTN and First Holding, that is the FBN Holding, and others. Tell you that this MTN, yes, we have seen that the stock have suffered from 270 down to almost 221. Seeing at that price, almost like a 50 naira different, very attractive. And also, this is a company that's into dividend paying stocks and they listed on the exchange. We saw that in the month of July, before the end of the 31st of July, we expect MTN to release their dividend result, and that also support MTN. And not only that, the factors that are going to support MTN bottom line are still increasing on a daily basis. Yesterday, today, this morning, NCC and MTN has come out to say that yes, the 5G will hit on board by August. It tells you that people are saying that this started was going to impact on the bottom line. Also, don't forget that their money payment service has ongoing since the CBN approved it about 2 months ago. These are the things that are going to impact the company performance. On that note, the sign investor and smart traders are seeing an opportunity to enter MTN at a low price. Looking at what Airtel is doing in the market, Airtel is about almost 1,700. Even when Airtel adjusted the price yesterday, for 12 naira dividend, if you gain that 12 naira dividend that same yesterday, it tells you that these telecom stocks have come to support the market and also the economy at large.
We are seeing a positive trend in that sector in recent times. But let's talk about the market sentiment trending towards the bulls despite having 22 losers and 18 gainers. How do you reconcile this?
No, I said that it's because of the high cap stocks again. Actually, the market is a mixed market, a mixed sentiment. I said, we have a 67 buy position and 33 sell position. That is a mixed trend. For me, that is why market close positive. Seeing MTN on the gainers chart. Also FBN holding gaining 10%, almost 10%. Also will support the market to gain on the positive note. For me, it's not a bad movement, but also today being the last trading day of the week, I expect that a mixed trend of what we saw yesterday will continue, because profit taking will always come and go. I always advise investors that don't be carried away with upside market. See market for up 3 days, don't be carried away. Profit taking will come any moment from now, which is today. It's possible by next week also, but
and they could switch the tide.
Yeah, but also like, as we're coming closer to the end of the quarter, this end of the half year 2022, and also the end of the quarter and end of the month of June. These are factors that are also going to support the market and ahead of what any season. And also we're looking to see that from July we're going to see the the economic data in terms of how the market has fared or the economy has fared for the past half of the year. That is what going to guide investors on what to do at the end of the day.
All right, let's look at the gainers table. We see First Bank of Nigeria. You already talked about the reason behind the sentiment that supported the First Bank of Nigeria.
The price falling back as low as 8.40 kobo.
Yes, really 9.78% increase. And then we see that of FTN Cocoa up by 9.38% to close at 35 kobo. Help us understand what happened.
For FTN Cocoa, no, for me, it's just market forces. Not really attending to anything, because that stock has been going up and down. We're seeing it coming back again. But the one I'll say, yes, there has been like almost 3 days or 4 days up is the livestock. Livestock, for me, the low price attraction, when it touched as low as 1.22 kobo, 1.28 kobo, that become attractive for investors, knowing that there is a sector that government is giving attention, there's some incentive in the agriculture sector. We see potential there. Seeing livestock selling below 150 kobo become attractive for investors. That is why I see there are a lot of activities there. But I believe that if the Q2 number or half-year result of livestock beat market expectation, the price was possibly to touch 2 naira or 2 naira 10 kobo before the end of July.
Would that reflect in the price of the livestock products?
Yeah, if the earnings of the company beat expectation, it will move the price to around 210. Yeah,
that would be interesting. Yeah. Well, let's also look at that of Union Bank of Nigeria, up by 6.19% to close at 6 naira.
Yeah, for me, Union Bank, of Nigeria is trying to like rebranded after. I've suffered a kind of bash from investors or traders that put the price from as high as 620 to almost 540. Rebranding now is good, because if you look at what happened in the company recently, the major deal was transacted at 7 naira. That is where the company that bought about 93.41% of the company transacted across their deals at 7 naira. That means for me, investors that are panicking in Union Bank, I see they don't know what they are doing right now. For me,
but there was a change of their managers recently. Do you think that also caused the shake-up?
The shake-up for me, the platform or the branch network of Union Bank shows that whoever that is coming is going to capitalize on that to expand. because if they are coming, they should come with technology, they should come with expertise. Already they have a branch network. They need to start building because you already have about 93.4% of the company. That means you are almost the owner of the company. For me, I see that would be a strength for them to come out from this second tier where First Bank, where the FBNB is now. If the company in the next 2 or 3 years, come with the good numbers, and we see a change in that company, soon we can see Union Bank coming back to the first tier banks soon, depending on the speed they come. But I believe that for those that are in Union Bank that are long-term investors, it's not time for you to panic to sell your position. Rather, you can increase your stake in the company. Even though they are not buying out, they are going to keep you there. Expect that this bank they've been in Nigeria for 2 years with about 6 or 8 branches, and we have seen their performance looking good again. Coming to Union Bank with that knowledge, with that technology and also expertise, I believe that will be a plus for Union Bank. For investors in Union Bank, stay cool.
Well, as to them joining the first tier banks in Nigeria, we'll see how that goes.
No, it's very soon. The next 5 years, it's possible. You can see what Access Bank is doing. Access Bank is giving the first tier banks a hit. When they come, started from somewhere. When Access was rolling out plan for 5 years, they know we are going today. In terms of gross earning, Access has leading the market now on the top in the industry. Disney Bank, GTB are behind the Access Bank. It's possible for Union Bank. With time, in the next 5 years, they can also come back and join the first year.
Okay, we'll see how your prediction goes. But let's look at those that closed in the red. For instance, Academy went down 10% to close at 1 naira 17 kobo. Did you see that coming?
No, for me, Academy Press, I'm not surprised the price is dropping, because every investment is against the future, and also for you as an investor to know where you have invested your money, how it's doing. You need to see the company earnings, like it comes quarterly, every 3 months. But for Academy Press, no, the result was released last at their third quarter. We have not seen their full year unaudited. No, the last result released of the market is a cute. That is the
fourth quarter.
The third quarter. We have not seen the unaudited account for the period ended March 31st. On that note, investor might also say, let's just stay aside and watch what is happening in the company. For that, the kind of set down we're seeing, I'm not surprised, because you need to know how the company you invested in, how they are fed for the last 1 year, because the financial year ended in around March 31st, 2022. Till now, we have not seen results. Since for people to tell what is happening, we didn't see their unaudited account, we didn't see their audited account for that.
So, in this instance, what do you suspect or suggest investors do?
No, for those that, like I always tell you that, you are there to make money. You are not there to romance the stock or the company. If you are not seeing any to guide you, you sell off and move to where you are seeing number to guide you.
Well, let's check that of Ella Lakes, down by 10% also, but closing at 3.96 naira.
For Ella Lakes, I would just say it's market sentiment or market forces. It was up the previous day 10%, down the next day. That is a market forces.
We also see Transact and Presco also taking the downward trend.
Yeah, Presco also be market forces. When they released their forecast the previous day, apart from yesterday, market reacted to it positively, gained 10%. Dropping yesterday to that is just it's market forces. Yeah.
But the mutual benefits have been the highest stock traded by volume at 40.13 million, followed by Orlando at 28.5 million and FCMB at 24.45 million. How do you explain these stocks?
Yeah, for mutual benefit, I'm not surprised. This what we call recapitalization in the insurance sector is still ongoing. It's possible, major talk is around the corner, or somebody is trying to take position, that you are seeing that kind of volume in mutual benefits. I'm not surprised. When you see recapitalization going, on in a sector, you're bound to see such volume, But for Orlando, the volume for yesterday is, I tell you, it's more of, a buy or sell position, but market reacting to the information that minority shareholders is demanding for the listing of the stock, which I've known since the market, since I joined the market, I've not heard that the minority shareholder is the one calling for the listing of a company on the exchange. But when I saw that for that,
what do you think is happening?
Orlando has not been transparent for since I joined this market. Then coming with such news again, we are not surprised. That is why you can see many investors in that kind of trade yesterday. You saw the volume. Some are trying to sell off position before another thing happened, because Orlando is a company that will give you earnings report positive for third quarter. The last quarter of the year, they bring a negative result. I'm not surprised that if you look at the latest, about 430 billion losses is what we're seeing. For investors, this is a company that for 8 straight years they've not paid dividend to shareholders, and they're operating. The managers are.
But you still have investors putting in their investment.
Yeah, they are more of speculators. Because if you are in a company for 8 straight years, no dividend, what are you doing there? The other people that I don't marry company's name, they are not women. The name of the chairman or the board director it's so important. You are there to make money. Why would you sit down in a company for 8 years without dividend, nothing? Rather, they tell you story up and down here. For me, the recent one, investors should kind of think twice, in this kind of situation.
All right, let's also look at the stocks that traded in the highest when it comes to the value. We see our Presco trading 383.18 million. MTN, of course, we already talked about MTN, which was, of course, what pushed the market trending towards the bull. Yeah. And also Airtel Africa trading 303.16 million naira.
These are high-priced stocks, as I will say. Then for them, seeing the volume there, I'm not surprised, because compare the price they are selling and the volume, you can see that such a volume. But for me as an investor, the volume don't really attract me. I want to say value, volume, and price. Looking at value is just for you to know what is about.
But this volume was one of the things that pushed the market.
The volume is but not the value. But value doesn't. But it's the volume that we're talking about. Volume is good, but it guides you to know what is happening in the company. But what value is for those that want to know for monetary purpose. But for you as an investor or a trader, you want to see the volume. Is it a positive volume or a negative volume? When you see a positive volume that's going on, it triggers your decision what to do. That's why investors need to understand how to trade volume with price at any given time to understand where to be. That's why in the coming master class of Invest Data, we're going to show them how you can take technical analysis to take a key investment decision when it comes to trading and investing, because you need to understand how to use your technical analysis when it comes to taking a key investment decision, especially now that we're seeing the market rebounding. Like I said earlier yesterday on this program, the market needs to break out or call 51,800 for you to see that this recovery is strong and it's about to go to near. That means we are looking forward to see today if market will cross that 51,800. If that is achieved today, yeah, we'll see that the
but what are your expectations? Do you see it crossing the mark?
Yeah, today, but being last end of the week, and also we have seen market up for 3 days, I'm expect profit taking activity to slow down. But if another high cap stock, as we just mentioned, also in the future on the gainers might also, but I believe for 3 days, 3 trading days up market, we expect profit taking to slow the market down. Although we have seen the sign yesterday, we are seeing about 67% buy position and 33% sell position. I tell you that people already trying to cash out the little they've gained. That's why I said don't fall in love with upside markets.
All right, we would be wrapping it up there. Thank you so much, Ambrose Amodian, Chief Research Officer at Invest Data Consulting Limited.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for the robust analysis, and have a good weekend.
You too.